Okay, so it just came to me. Hold on. So it just came to me basically. I know I still got my same crunchy ass onesie on, but I'm gonna tell the story about the woman that I was staying with in downtown Compton. Okay, so the lady, I forget her name, but I do remember she was a Gemini, and she was real fine. She was from like Belize, or she was like of Belizean descent. But like my main problem with this lady was that she was like a hell of a hypocrite. Like she, oh my gosh, this some bullshit. Okay, let me just say like, I'm bullshitting. Okay, so this lady, she was real fine. She was Belizean, and I met her on the train, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot what exactly it was, but I remember she had dreadlocks and she had like freckles. Like, oh my gosh, she was so cute. And she was like older, but even her name was Gabby. Praise the Lord. Oh, I can't because the fucking light. Okay, so okay. I like two things that I want to say is that I apologize. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm a very considerate smoker. I'm smoking Mullen as well as Guanabana. And what is the freaking third one? What is it? Mint. Yerba buena. Okay, so I met this lady, and she's a little bit older than me, so I like basically looked up to her or whatever. Oh my god. Okay, so basically, like she was older than me, and I looked up to her. Oh my god, I'm tripping today. um, but my main problem with her was that she was a hypocrite. She was a Gemini, and she was like more of a lower vibrational Gemini because although she was very good at like planning, like the methodical thinking, like Geminis have this gift when it comes to intelligence, their mind, and speaking. Like totally. Like she was so freaking like she was smart, but like her negative aspects, it kind of outweighed like the good things because she was very colorist too. Like, okay, so she had 3 kids. I'm not trying to tell her business, but I'm gonna slightly say some shit because it affected the way that she interacted with her kids. So like, okay, her first child, I think he's autistic, but she's not good at channeling her anger appropriately or like in a way that will be beneficial or efficient for everybody involved, you know? Like some people, when it comes to I'm just playing. When it comes to oh my god. Here, I'm a lay sideways. Sitting sideways. Okay. What was I saying? Okay, damn. Yeah, okay. And then it's like when I met her, it was when my little cousin was like younger. Like, cause when my auntie had him, it was like right after my grandpa died. So I was like, but she was like staying at with his family, and then she like was staying in Arizona for a minute, then came back to California. It was something like that. So like for a minute, like even though my auntie was pregnant, you know what I'm saying? It's like I met my baby cousin when he was probably like I say 3 or 4. So anyway, it was before like she was really open like with his autistic diagnosis or whatever. Um, but even at the same time, it's like I feel like it's very rude to try to like diagnose kids with that. Like I understand like it's good to know like to gauge people's like minds and like the nature of the function of their mind so you can understand better how to communicate with them and help them grow within their own gifts. But it's just like, some people take that really negatively, so it's like, but I mean, you know what, I'm not God, so everything happens for a reason. But so back to this lady. So her son, he was autistic, and I think she had like problems with her baby daddy. And her baby daddy from her son was like a Hispanic guy, like he wasn't black. And I'm only saying this because it's like, okay, this son of hers, she will like slap the shit out of him, knock him upside his head. I swear, like, I don't want to say she's called him the R word before, but she has, like, she's been very verbally abusive towards him. And she just, and they would go to church like every Sunday. Like, she was one of those people, but she was just so brutal. Like her, like I remember she would talk to me. Like her mom was very abusive towards her, and she was so fake. And I say that because it was like the first night that I spent the night. Like she was acting like she wanted me to like lay in the bed with her. Like she was kind of like flirting with me, and then she like acted like she needed space, like as if I was like trying to come on to her. And it's like, bro, you have kids. Like, even though, okay, like, especially when I was younger, like, I would call myself being in love with girls or, like, could see myself, like, being in a relationship with a girl. But, like, if you already have kids, I can't be their daddy. I mean, some people can't. Everybody's different, okay? Everybody's different. But it's just, like, that shit don't work. And I'm, like, a little bit, like, not a little bit. I say I'm, like, 10 years older than her kids. So it's like, I'm like, sure, her and I are both adults, but it's just like to have somebody the same gender as your mom and younger, not even like older than her, trying to like pretend like she the other parent, like that shit was not what I was trying to do, and it was not gonna ever work. So, but she was real fine. Like women don't understand the way that I look at them. When I look at women, I really appreciate women for who they are. Like, I could find the beauty in a woman anyway, or something that I might look up to about them. That doesn't mean that it has to be a sexual thing. Like, that's not. And it's just like some people, especially when you grow up in an environment where you're not really comfortable with like showing love or like people like being that way towards you, it makes you feel like it's kind of like dirty or like you have to put a grody thing on it. So that's what she did. But I mean, she wasn't really tripping all the time. Like she was just fake. Like, okay, like, and I say that because like I remember at the time I like I didn't have weed, or I had a little bit of weed, and I couldn't get any more until like it was something. It was something about the timing. Like I would have to wait, and I was just like, I mean, it's possible to wait, but with all the stuff I was going through at the time, not using excuses, but I'm just being honest about like when you like use things as a crutch or whatever. Like with everything going on, I wasn't really like me not smoking. Like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, um, I was about to say I'll bring weed to the beach, but like I'm not gonna smoke on the sand. I'm gonna smoke in the parking lot because I don't feel like having people come up to me. I don't feel like having people say, "Oh my god, my kids smell it," and getting banned from the beach. But I digress. So like, oh my gosh. Okay, so my mustache out of control right now. It's fine. So it's been raining, but that's also beside the point. And it's been like 50, 47 degrees, like not my kind of rain. I need it to be like 70, but then like those usually come with tornadoes. But anyway, that's like 80 degrees, 90. Digression. So anyway, with this lady, I say she was fake because she literally like came outside and smoked with me. And the thing with me and smoking, it's like I'm very sensitive, so it's like I could feel people's energy and stuff, and so it's like sometimes like if I'm smoking with somebody, it's still stressful, like because like part of smoking is like me having alone time. And if I'm like picking up on other people's like stresses and their impressions and their like mood, like sometimes it kind of like interferes with my energy. And it's like with certain people's energy, you know, like with her being a Gemini, like she's more upbeat, she's more extroverted, you know? Like she could easily, she was a flirt, like she could flirt with a man in a minute. She was so, when I say she was so fine, it's because she was buff. Like her back, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I'm sorry. That's so beside the point. So yeah, like she smoked my last blunt with me, and then like right after she went in the house first, and then I stayed behind, and I was just like thinking and stuff, you know, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like basically, never mind. I'm not playing blame games or like staying in the past or whatever. But it's just because like I mentioned like I went with her after the guy or whatever, and my cousin would never understand. Oh, I meant to also say that man actually like he let me, when I lived with him was when my cousin fell in the middle of the street. She fell in the middle of a laundry, and the laundry is wide, and she was drunk. So I like helped her up, and I like helped her to like some, not the grass. At first I was gonna put her in grass, and then I was like, no, because the grass is right next to the street, right? The curve of the street. And then it's like the grass, sidewalk, incline of land, right? Shrubbage. So I put her right there, and pulled the car around. But like that, this was like in the same like time period, because it's even as stupid as it sounds. Like, after my granny's house was sold, and I was like basically living in the enemy territory, I would still be hanging out at the park or whatever. And then it's like at the time I would think basically like, oh, it's because they're family or whatever. But it's still kind of dumb because my dad literally got shot right across the street from that park. Nobody helped me in that motherfucker. It was very weird. And when I say nobody helped me, it's because like people would be trying to fuck on the sly. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take advantage of the situation. Oh my gosh, I should have cut out. Ah, excuse me. So, oh my gosh. Okay. No, I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh my gosh. Okay. No. This some bullshit. And then it's gonna keep on going. And I'm gonna be like, praise the Lord. I remember. Okay, so this woman was very, very colorist towards her daughters. Like, okay, so her first son, his daddy's like Mexican or whatever. Her second oldest is a girl, and her daddy is like a dark skinned black dude. And I say that because the girl, she's Belizean, she's black, but she has like the red yellow undertone. She has like freckles and stuff. So it's like she like her daughter looked like my sister to me when I was looking at her, because I was like, dang, even though she I'll get there in a minute. Oh my god, okay. Even though her color was more like how my color was when I was a kid, and I was my sister's darker sister, so that's why the way that she would talk to her daughter really, really, it would rub me the wrong way. And her daughter's hair was thicker because her last child is a girl, and I think her daddy's like Creole, so she's like she don't look like her big brother. Her big brother looks like has like Indian type facial features. But like her daughter is she's like she has afro features and stuff, but she has like really thin hair. It's like um strawberry blonde is like blondish, you know? And she was like very yellow, and she would like set the big sister up to get in trouble. The mom would like hit her, and it was like at this weird age. Cause like how I think I don't know, her daughter might have no. The little one might have been like 7, 8 or something, and then the one in the middle was like 13, 14. I don't know. The little one was very manipulative. I would hear her in conversation, like talking to her sister. I wouldn't say nothing about it. I might have said something about it like maybe once, but like, you know what I'm saying? People's kids are like their business. But like, so since her youngest daughter's hair is like wavy, like it don't really have no curl, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause she told her daughter that she had hair like a dog, that her hair was nappy like a dog, and start laughing, like when dogs need a haircut. And her daughter's hair, first of all hair is good hair. Even if her daughter had the most hard, brash, brash, like a, even if her hair felt like a Brillo pad, even if it was like the most intense, coarse hair, it would still be good hair. But her daughter's hair wasn't that thick for her to be, it ain't never cool to do that, but it was just like weird as fuck. And it's like, that's your child. Like, you chose everybody's fucking dad. Like, why would you be trying to put these seeds in her to make it seem like she's not pretty? Motherfuckers don't understand that petty shit is really fucking stupid. Because motherfuckers will do that shit for instant gratification. You basically, that's setting your kids up for failure. Your daughter is a pretty girl. You keep on telling her shit like she's dark or her hair, she look like a dog, shit like that. It make it easier for niggas to fuck with her. It make it easier for motherfuckers to get to her. A nigga will have her wrapped around his motherfucking finger because she was raised in an environment where motherfuckers were always talking to her foul. Like, it makes it easy. Because it's like, it gives, okay, let's say you have a daughter and you instill in her that she's beautiful. Like, she is just so beautiful. Not necessarily to the point of vanity where it will make her like narcissistic, but to a point where it'll make her healthy. She would probably curve certain guys or certain situations that mean her harm sooner than a girl who kind of feel like she ain't shit anyway, even though she's beautiful. That's the worst. That's the worst, because guess what? Niggas try to do that anyway. And when I say niggas, I don't mean niggas Messiah like kings, you know what I'm saying? I mean like the general term I'd say for guys, or I mean it's dudes of any race, ethnicity that'll try to bring you down some pegs so that they can do to you whatever the fuck that they want to do. Niggas will try to, okay, men will try to play with your mind anyway. Don't be into instant gratification and think because, and that's what I'm talking about that menopause time shit. Even though Gabby was very young, she had 3 kids and she was very stressed out. And I understand, I'll always ask her if she need my help. You know what I'm saying? She was saying, no, you're a guest. You know what I'm saying? I don't need your help. She was very, I love that girl, but I can see people's flaws and love them unconditionally. But like the way she was with her kids, and then it was like she would call the oldest one the worst way to say remedial. I don't use that term towards remedial people. I've said the term before, but it's when people are backwards minded on purpose. That's what the real R word means. That's not somebody not knowing right from wrong. That's somebody knowing that something is wrong and they still gonna do it because whatever. But so eventually I left, especially when she helped me smoke the rest of my weed and then told me I should like look into not smoking weed. Like, she was like trying to put her religion on it, but it's like she literally smoked my last of my weed with me. But right before she said that, like 10-15 minutes, lower vibrational Gemini shit. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if that was the case, you should let me smoke the motherfucker by myself. Like, that made it worse that I ran out of weed, that she said that shit and she was just hitting it with me. I was like, but she was cool. Like, she was so good at like communications and like what do you like slideshows and stuff, like pitching ideas and stuff. Like, she was very good at that. But yeah, that's about it. But yeah, and then it was like the sister dynamic, not only as far as setting her daughter up for failure, like when she started like trying to date or have crushes on boys, but like the relationship between the little sister and the big sister. Like, the little sister is too young to be the way she would say things or do things, and immediately know that if she tell her mama something, even if it's not true, her sister will get slapped. Like, that shit used to be crazy. Like, the little girl used to really just want to see her mama hit her sister to laugh. Like, and the mom act like she didn't care to like pay enough attention, or just through her colorist eyes didn't care, or it's also politics behind that, because when people have different baby daddies, sometimes they treat their kids different. I am an open-minded person. I could see polyamorous type of, I understand, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you have one kid that's their dad is dark and one kid their dad is Mexican, like, you should still treat your kids the same. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't really make it seem like, because, or if their dad did something to you, I understand, you know what I'm saying? If they look like their dad, it's hard. But you can't take that out on the kids. Like, the kids are their whole own person. And even if they're little, even if they're babies, like, they're going to grow up into whole adults, and all they will have is a compilation of the memories that they have of you being toxic. That's not good. So, but I appreciate that lady. Like, much love to her. She was pretty cool, but at the same time, I felt like, I was like, okay, I'm in the kids space, you know what I'm saying? Like, kids need to get ready for school. If I have to use the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was cool. She was cool. But yeah. Oh, that's what I was trying to say earlier. But yeah, the dude I was staying with, Mike, he used to let me drive his car. Like, he was just very, very stressful. He was a Virgo. He was a Virgo. So he was like super nitpicky. He would just kept on like yelling at me. But he would let me drive on the street. Like, he had a lot of um faith in me. And he, even though I'm not gonna call him by his name, he an asshole, and he took my picture. He shouldn't have took my picture if he was gonna keep on kicking people out. I don't give a fuck how much of an alcoholic you are. Everybody's not mean when they're alcoholic, okay? So anyway, but he would always tell me that I should keep on with the art thing. Like, he really felt like I could go somewhere. And just the fact that my mom won't even like let me borrow her car to learn how to drive, which is fine. Like, I accept things. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out how, like, as far as the lessons, because I wanted to buy it in a pack, you know what I'm saying? But I might have to do it on lesson to lesson basis until I start like working again. But anyway, it's just a fact, like, she ain't never sat in the car with me and let me go around the corner ever. I've been asleep in the car with my mom behind the wheel, drunk. Me and my sister have basically had her scratching us and being mad at us because we taking the keys from her. You know what I'm saying? Like, during my whole upbringing, like, my mom has never just sat in the car with me to let me see if I could learn how to drive real quick. But that random man who was supposed to be in enemy territory, if he, because I'm a Pisces, okay? Nobody's perfect. I was trying, but he was being an asshole. He kept yelling at me. It wasn't yelling like we're in danger for our lives yelling. It was yelling like, because he just liked to be, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I wasn't necessarily doing a bad job driving. He was just talking to me in a way that was making my anxiety bad. But if that wasn't the case, because he and my cousin will always gaslight me and be like, I'm just tripping. I just take things personally. Even though it's like, you cannot be that abusive towards somebody and then tell them they're taking it personally. Like, no, I'm taking it as it is. I'm taking that motherfucking face value. Sorry. But yeah, but if I was like, if I was used to people yelling at me for long extended periods of time, I would already know how to drive. Well, I guess I kind of do. I just need to wear my glasses, and it'll be okay. I'm not about to stress about it. But that's about it. Yeah. I'm gonna get more onesies one day. I told myself I was gonna go clothes shopping. I meant to go clothes shopping, and I also meant to go. Never mind.